Alright, little disclaimer before we get into the video. I did meet Brian Deegen, that is not a lie, but I couldn't get a picture with him or a video with him because there were so many people trying to grab a picture with him and do all that stuff. And also the 250 main events were just starting, or the heat races were just starting, so my dad and I were rushing back over to our seats to go watch it. My dad and I did go to Anaheim too. I got to see a few riders. I got to see Joe Shimoda, Christian Craig, Drew Adams. I got to see Duff, which was Hayden's mechanic. And I saw them. I didn't meet them, but I did get to meet Brian Deegen. I also got a signed hat. I didn't get a picture, but for those who don't believe me, I'm not trying to be a fanboy, but I know a lot of people just won't believe me, but here's the autograph on the hat. I was supposed to film my whole entire day at Anaheim, but I'm going to be completely honest. I forgot to film like an actual video because I was having a lot of fun. I really was. Seeing the riders, meeting a few people, just being close up to the bikes. I was just so stoked. I don't know why my mind just forgot to film. I did take some short clips. We'll put them into a little bit of edit for you guys, and then we will and then after the edit is done, after that little montage is done, we'll go over what happened at Anaheim too, because it was so interesting. It was so fun. But yeah, here we go. And yes, the title of this video is not clickbait. Am I using it for views? Of course I am, but it's not clickbait. So, all right, here we go. Alright, so before we start, there's one more thing I want to clarify, is that the reason why you guys haven't been seeing any riding videos is because I haven't been riding. We had to evacuate our home about a week ago. We're also having some family issues, and I'm getting tied up in schoolwork and making sure my grades are good so I can keep the dirt bike. So sorry if you guys haven't seen any riding videos. I do plan on going to LACR next week. The LACR was closed. They are. I'll explain that if we do end up going, which as of right now, we do plan on going. And more trail riding videos and stuff like that. Just right now, the riding videos are definitely going to take a pause for a little bit. But I'm trying to make these videos as interesting for you guys as I can. So last Saturday, I went to Anaheim too. I've been to the Supercross races one time, and that was 2 years ago. And last time I went, I wasn't really that into Supercross, and I didn't really know a lot about it. So this time meant way more to me than last time. And I had a cool experience with meeting Brian Deegen and just seeing the bikes in person. Last time, we didn't see the bikes in person. We didn't go into Fan Fest. We got there late at night, watched the races, went home. This time we got there at about 12 in the afternoon, and we left at about 8 p.m. when the races were over. If you guys haven't been to Fan Fest before, let me describe what it is. I mean, first of all, it's just a cool experience. You get to meet some of your favorite riders, and you get to see the bikes up close in person. I mean, it's like seeing... I mean, it's just crazy. You're used to seeing these bikes on TV. I know this is going to sound cringy, but everyone has seen this 250 before. But none of you guys have ever seen it in person. If you guys were to see it in person, wouldn't it be a little weird, but kind of cool to you as well? Meaning, like, I've only seen this bike through a screen, and now I'm 2 inches away from it. I was only a few feet away from Jason Anderson's bike, Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb's, Hayden Deegan's. It's just cool seeing the bikes in person. There's a few jobs I want to do when I get older, but one of them is I want to be a mechanic for pro racers. So I was just going into the pits, and I was just watching the mechanics work on the bikes because that was just so interesting to me. And it's just a behind the scenes. I do want to do a little Supercross talk. I did a Supercross talk on Anaheim 1, and a lot of you guys liked it, so we're doing another one for Anaheim 2. If you guys like these Supercross talks, I'll do them every week when the Supercross races are over. Just let me know if you guys like them. A few interesting things happened. We'll start off with the 250s, work our way up to the 450s. So first of all, Hayden Deegen won the main event, which was exciting for everyone. The past 2 races, Hayden Deegen hasn't done the best. He won a heat race and the main event in Anaheim too, so that was really good. A lot of people were freaking out because he didn't do good for those 2 races, but it's only 2 races out of the whole entire season. So he just needed time, I'm guessing, to just try different stuff out on the bike. And believe it or not, I really wish I was recording this, but I actually got to talk to Brian Deegen for a few minutes about honestly why Hayden wasn't getting good starts. And the reason why is because they're just testing out a bunch of different stuff on the bikes, and it just took him a while to figure out what they like the best. And I guess whatever they put on the bike on A2, that's what they're going to be sticking with for a while. Meme in the moto community right now is, was this dirty or clean? I'll pop up a picture and a screenshot of what happened. So on the first lap, Hayden Deegen was going around Julien Beaumer, and he went on the inside, and if you look closely, he took his right foot and he kicked it out towards Beaumer's front tire. After that, Beaumer did go over the handlebars a little bit. By a little bit, I mean he went over the bars. Cost him a win. People wanted to know, was that accidental? Why was Hayden Deegan's foot out? Was it out because he was trying to kick his bike into making him lose balance? Or was it out because Hayden lost balance while going into the turn and his foot was just kind of wandering? Me personally, just based off of how Hayden Deegen rides, I think it was a dirty move. So if you fast forward the video a little bit, you'll see Hayden Deegen look over to the left of him to make sure he sealed the deal and made Beaumer lose balance. Now let's talk about the 450 riders. So while I was at A2, I got to be a part of Eli Tomac carrying the red plate, which was extremely cool. I've been watching Supercross for 3 years. Actually, when I first started watching Supercross, Eli Tomac was the holder for the number 1 plate. But when Eli Tomac was number 1, he had a pretty gnarly incident and was out for the rest of the season. I never got to see Eli Tomac with a red plate before, or even a number 1 plate. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think I'll ever see Eli Tomac with a number 1 plate, but seeing him with the red plate was cool. Because it's been a while since he's seen a red plate. And speaking of red plate, another rider that is one of my favorite riders, top 3, that has been racing for a long time, that also has not had the red plate for a while, and I've never seen this rider with the red plate, Ken Roczen. Even though Ken Roczen didn't win any races last week in Anaheim 2, with how Eli Tomac finished and with how Jet Lawrence finished, Ken Roczen was able to be number 1 in the point standings, meaning he's going into Glendale, I believe, is the next round with the red plate. And yeah, Eli Tomac did pretty bad. And I'm going to be honest, I was going to put money on Eli Tomac leaving there without the red plate, and I should have. I know I'm going to get so much hate for this, but you guys got to understand, he's out of his prime, and it sucks. Jason Anderson is one of my favorite riders, but he's out of his prime. But Jason Anderson did do amazing. He did really good. He won the 450 heat race, and he came in 3rd place in the 450 main event, getting his 2nd podium of the season and his 2nd heat race win of the season. To all the Jet Lawrence Glazers, don't worry. Jet Lawrence did win the 450 main event, so he's back on top, which is what everyone's saying. Really excited. I'm just saying, ever since this season started, it's been way better than last season. Last season, it was just Jet Lawrence after Jet Lawrence after Jet Lawrence after Jet Lawrence, and then towards the end of the season, that's when it was Jet Lawrence and Cooper Webb who were battling for the number 1 plate. Chase Sexton had the number 1 plate last season, and he did not own up to the number 1 plate because he did pretty bad. I think that's really it to go over. I mean, it was just, Anaheim 2 was just so amazing. I had a blast. Sorry I didn't make this into a whole entire video. Like I said, I forgot to film, honestly. Maybe next year I'll remember to film. See you guys later.